Imagine waking up tomorrow and every bank account on the planet reads zero. Not because the money is gone, but because the locks we use to protect that money simply stopped working. Your private messages are public. Your passwords are useless. The global economy is effectively an unlocked door in the middle of a hurricane. This sounds like the plot of a bad disaster movie. But in the world of mathematics, this nightmare is tied to a single period. Unsolved puzzle that has been driving the smartest people on Earth absolutely insane for over 160 years. We are talking about the Riemann hypothesis. It is a problem so deep and so difficult that it has a $1 million bounty on its head. But the real cost of solving it, or failing to solve it, could be worth trillions. If you have ever felt like math was just about finding X in a high school classroom, stay with me. Because we are about to journey into the heart of a mystery that connects the distribution of prime numbers to the very fabric of reality itself, and why some people hope we never actually find the answer. To understand why this is a trillion-dollar problem, we first have to talk about the building blocks of the universe, prime numbers. Primes are the atoms of math. Numbers like 2, 3, 5, 7, and 11. You cannot break them down into smaller pieces. Every other number in existence is just a combination of these primes. But here is the catch. Despite 3,000 years of looking, human beings have never found a pattern for them. They seem random. They appear whenever they feel like it, popping up in the number line like weeds in a garden. If we could predict them, we could crack the code of everything. In 1859, a German mathematician named Bernhard Riemann published a short 8-page paper that changed everything. He found a hidden music in the chaos. He proposed that the distribution of these prime numbers is closely linked to something called the Riemann zeta function. This is a complex mathematical function that, when plotted on a graph, creates a landscape of peaks and valleys. Riemann noticed that all the points where the function hits zero, what mathematicians call the non-trivial zeros, seemed to lie on a perfectly straight line. He suggested that maybe every single one of these zeros, and there are an infinite number of them, sits on this exact same line. This is the Riemann hypothesis. It sounds simple enough, but it is the hardest thing to prove in the history of science. That line is the heartbeat of mathematics. The Riemann hypothesis is the claim that the heart is beating in a perfect rhythm. If he is right, we have a map to the primes. If he is wrong, the foundation of modern mathematics is built on sand. For over a century, the greatest minds like Alan Turing and John Nash have tried to prove it and failed. They have checked the first 10 trillion zeros, and every single one of them sits exactly on that line. But in math, checking 10 trillion cases is not a proof. You need to prove it for infinity. This is where the money comes in. Our modern world runs on encryption. When you buy something on your phone or send a secure email, your device uses RSA encryption. This system relies on the fact that it is incredibly easy for a computer to multiply two massive prime numbers together, but it is almost impossible for a computer to do the reverse and find which two primes were used. If the Riemann hypothesis is proven, it might provide a shortcut, a mathematical cheat code to predict primes. If you can predict primes, you can factorize those massive numbers in seconds. The moment that happens, every digital lock on Earth clicks open. The trillion-dollar glitch is not just a figure of speech. It is the potential collapse of digital security. This is why the NSA and hackers alike are obsessed with this. But the mystery goes even deeper than money. In the 1970s, a chance meeting at a tea break between a mathematician and a physicist revealed something terrifying. The way the zeros are spaced out on Riemann's line is identical to the way energy levels are spaced out in the nucleus of heavy atoms like uranium. This was a shock to the system. Why would a pure mathematical puzzle about numbers have anything to do with the physical laws of quantum mechanics? It suggests that the Riemann hypothesis is not just a human invention, but a fundamental law written into the hardware of the universe. It is as if we found a secret code in the source code of reality. Some mathematicians have literally gone mad trying to find the solution. There is a story about a famous mathematician who was so obsessed that he claimed he had solved it every single morning, only to realize by evening that he had made a mistake. It is an intellectual Everest that has claimed more careers than any other problem. Yet, we cannot stop looking. If we solve it, we unlock a new era of understanding. We would finally understand the distribution of primes with perfect clarity. We could develop new forms of physics, but we would also have to rebuild our entire digital infrastructure from scratch because the old way of hiding secrets would be dead. The world cannot solve it because our current tools are not sharp enough. We are trying to cut a diamond with a wooden spoon. We might need a completely new branch of mathematics, a new way of thinking that humans haven't even imagined yet, to finally bridge the gap. It is the ultimate cliffhanger. As long as the hypothesis remains unproven, our secrets are safe. But our understanding of the universe remains incomplete. We are living in the shadow of this glitch, waiting for the person who will finally see the pattern in the noise. It is a reminder that even in our high-tech, AI-driven world, there are still mysteries that a single human brain and a piece of paper can solve. If they are brave enough to stare into the abyss of infinity, if you ever feel like the world has been fully explored, just remember that the most important map ever drawn is still missing its most vital piece. We are still waiting for that one genius to step forward and either save the world or break it. Until then, the primes will keep their secrets, and the Riemann hypothesis will remain the most expensive, most frustrating, and most beautiful question ever asked. The sheer scale of the problem is what makes it so captivating to the public and the scientific community alike. When we talk about $1 trillion, we are likely underestimating the impact. Think about the stock market, national defense, and personal identity. All of these rely on a mathematical wall that Riemann peered over back in the 19th century. If he had lived longer, perhaps he would have found the proof himself. But he died young, leaving us this cryptic legacy. Some people believe that a proof might exist that is so simple we have all just missed it, while others think we might need quantum computers to finally simulate the zeros to a point where a pattern becomes undeniable. But the beauty of math is that simulations are not enough. Logic is the only currency that matters in this game. As we move further into the digital age, the tension only grows. Every time a new paper is published claiming to have solved it, the math world holds its breath, only to sigh in disappointment when a tiny error is found. It is the gold standard of intelligence. To solve the Riemann hypothesis is to achieve a kind of immortality. You would be mentioned alongside Newton, Einstein, and Euler. But until that day comes, we are all just guests in a world built on a mystery we cannot explain. We keep pushing, because that is what humans do. We find the hardest thing in the room, and we refuse to look away until we understand it. Whether it is a glitch or a feature of the universe, the Riemann hypothesis is the ultimate test of our species. Perhaps the reason we cannot solve it yet is because we are not ready for the answer. If the primes are the language of God, then Riemann found the grammar. But we are still struggling to read the first sentence. The journey to the answer is just as important as the answer itself, as it forces us to sharpen our minds and expand the boundaries of what is possible. Every failed attempt is a lesson. Every wrong turn is a new path discovered. The trillion-dollar glitch is not just a threat. It is an invitation to greatness. It is a call to the next generation of thinkers to look at the numbers and see what no one else has seen. The world is waiting. The bounty is sitting there. And the primes are not going anywhere. The question is, who will be the one to finally crack the code and change everything we know about the world? It might be someone watching this right now, inspired by the sheer impossibility of it all. Because in math, the impossible is just something that has not been proven yet. This holds true for every major breakthrough in history. We once thought the Earth was flat, and we once thought the atom was indivisible. We are currently in the dark about the primes, but the light is there, just waiting for the right person to flip the switch. When that switch is flipped, the world will never be the same again. We will have to adapt. We will have to evolve. And we will have to find new ways to keep our secrets. But the gain in knowledge will be worth every bit of the chaos. We will finally be able to look at the number line and see not a random sequence, but a grand orchestrated symphony. That is the dream of every mathematician. And that is why the hunt for the proof will never end until the very last zero is accounted for. It is the greatest detective story ever told, and we are all living in the middle of it. So next time you see a prime number, give it a bit of respect. It is part of a secret that the whole world is trying to tell. A secret that connects your bank account to the stars and the atoms in your body. It is all connected. And the Riemann Hypothesis is the thread that ties it all together. We are just waiting for the person who knows how to pull it. Until then, the glitch remains, and the mystery stays alive, haunting the halls of academia and the servers of the world. It is a beautiful, terrifying, and deeply human pursuit that defines our search for truth in an uncertain universe. The chase is on, and the stakes could not be any higher.